Now in number 15, we're not squaring a binomial. These are called conjugates. Notice that you've got x plus 10 and then x minus 10. Now look what happens here. There's a shortcut for this, and I'll show you why it works. We'll talk our way through it, but here's what happens if you multiply it all the way out. Right, start with this x, multiply it through. X times x, then x times negative 10. So you get x squared and minus 10x. Now move over to the 10, multiply it through. You get 10 times x, which is plus 10x. And then you get positive 10 times negative 10 is negative. I'm going to write 10 squared just so you can see what's happening. Now, you've got x squared. Now what happens here? Negative 10x plus 10x goes out, and you're left with what? Minus 10 squared, or how about this? Square the first, put a minus sign, square the second. All right, so when you have conjugates, like this, here's what you do. Just look at this one. Square the first, put a minus sign, square the second. Number 16, conjugates again, right? Conjugates. We've got 2x plus 6, 2x minus 6, conjugates. So we've got a shortcut for it. Square the first. All right, so I'm going to write this one out so you can see it. Instead of in English, I write it in symbols. I'm going to take the first, square it. Put a minus sign, square the second. So what do we get when you don't have to write this step. I'm just saying what you do. You square the first. Square this. 2s times 2s, 4s squared, minus, square the second, 36. Now 17, this just looks like a binomial times a binomial. So let's just multiply through. So we'll get 3a times 4a. I'm just going to do it. 3a times 4a, 12a squared. All right, and then what? 3a times positive 4 is 12a. And then move over to the negative 2. So I'll get negative 2 times 4a is minus 8a. And then negative 2 times positive 4 is negative 8. We can combine those two, so I'll get 12a squared. 12a's, now in the middle here, 12a minus 8a is 4 of them. So plus 4a's and then minus 8. That's it. We've got it. All right, number 18, we've got a three-term, a trinomial, multiplying a binomial. So let's start with the x squared and run it all the way through. Then we'll go to the x, run it all the way through. Then we'll go with the 6, run it all the way through. Let's see where we are. So starting here with the x squared, I'll take x squared times x, x cubed. And then I'll take the x squared times negative 6. So positive x squared times negative 6 is minus 6x squared. Now, let's run over to the x. Take it through. Positive x times positive x is positive x squared. Oh, good. I can see these two will combine, but we'll do that later. So I got x times x is x squared. Now, positive x times negative 6 is minus 6x. Now, move over to the 6. So positive 6 times positive x is positive 6x. And then, finally, positive 6 times negative 6 is minus 36. Where does that leave us now? We've got an x cubed. And then what about these x squareds? I'm down 6, and then I get 1. So negative 6 plus 1 is minus 5x squareds. And what about the x's? Well, I'm down 6 and then I get 6. So I'm even on the x's. So no x's. But it's just, so I could write 0x, but we don't need to do that. So I'll just write the minus 36. Number 19 looks like a binomial multiplying a trinomial. So let's just start with the 3a, run it through. Let's see what we get. So 3a times 3a squared. Well, 3 times 3 is, that's going to give us 9. A times a squared is a cubed. Now, what happens? 3a times negative ab. All right, so positive times negative is negative. So we're going to get negative 3. A times a is a squared. And then I got a b. So minus 3 a squared b. And now, run it all the way through. So 3a times 5b squared. So 3 times 5 is 15, right? Positive times positive is positive 15. I've got an a and a b squared. So it's going to be plus 15a b squared. Now move over to the negative 2b. All right, so negative 2, run it through here, here, and here. So I am going to get negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6 a squared b. You're right, you get ba squared, but you can commute those. Change the order. Instead of ba squared, write in alphabetical order. A squared b. So I'll get negative 6 a squared b. So minus 6 a squared b, and then negative 2b times negative ab. Negative negative is positive, so we'll get a positive, and then what? Negative 2, and then b and an ab. So we'll get a b times b is a b squared. So we'll get an ab squared. We'll get a 2ab squared. And then finally, negative 2b times positive 5b squared. Negative 2 times positive 5 is a minus 10. B times b squared is b cubed. Let's total them up. We got 9a squareds, 9a cubes, 9a cubes. And then what about these? Any more of these a squared b's? Yeah, right here. So I'm down 3, then I lose 6 more. So I'm down 9 of those. So minus 9 a squared b's. Now what about these ab squareds? The ab squareds, I've got 15 of them. And then over here, I've got 15, and then I get 2 more. So I got 17 of those. And then there's something else left, right? That's the only thing left. Minus 10b cubed. There's no more b cubed. So minus 10b cubed. Oh boy, look what we have here. Well, it's probably not so bad. What have we got? I've got